My name is Stuart Rukundo, and I'm a dentist by profession. I'm very happy and glad to be with you at this moment as we learn how best we can take care of our oral hygiene. Many people lose their teeth when they actually sense, if they were informed on how best we can take care of our teeth and our bodies at large, there will be a great difference in their oral health as well as their entire general health. For you to be well entirely, it all begins in the mouth. Because it's by the mouth that we have the food that nourish our system. When God created man, how many teeth did he create us with? How many? How many? 30? 32. Now, unfortunately, some of the people, they no longer have 32. Why? Because they did not pay keen attention as far as their hygiene is concerned. And so that's why I take pleasure to educate people and help people to live a healthy life. Now, this is a dental model. I know you always laugh upon this, but it is just to demonstrate for us as far as how we need to play around and manipulate our toothbrushes in regard to maintaining our oral hygiene. We have 3 molars on one side of the jaw and 3 molars on the other side of the what? The jaw. Depending on where you are, if you are in Africa at least 22 years or 21, you begin developing the wisdom tooth. Why called wisdom? Because at the time you develop this tooth, the last tooth, then you are considered to be maturing in the mind. Your level of intelligence should be going up. Then you have the premolars. I hope you know their functions. If not, you can really find out. Then we have the canines, one on each side, which are meant to cut, tear. Like carnivorous animals, they have really prominent canines for tearing flesh. Then we have the incisors. The remaining are the incisors, which are also meant to tear, but they are not so strong like the canines. So you have how many down? You can count them in your mouth. But the total is 32. Kids have different from that. Now, you need a toothbrush. You need a what? Toothbrush. Now, I have a dental toothbrush just for demonstration. You don't need to be surprised with what is this. Now, when you are brushing your teeth, preferably after eating, first gargle or manipulate water around your mouth, so that the particles which are just on the surface, they can come out by themselves, that you don't need first use a what? A toothbrush. And then, first brush without toothpaste. First brush without what? Toothpaste. That will help you to remove the particles that are on the surface. But if you don't have enough time, then you can apply a pinch of toothpaste upon your toothbrush, upon the bristles. These are called bristles of the toothbrush. Now, when you're brushing, the whole intention of brushing is to remove the food particles that got stuck either in between the teeth or between the gums and the tooth. There is always some slight small space between the gums and the teeth. And I want to explain this in a very simple language that even someone who didn't do medicine or dental surgery, they can really understand. So all the strokes involved when you are brushing, they are intending to remove the food particles in between the what? The teeth, or in between the gums. However, there are precautions you have to take. If you don't take them, you are the one who will be the beneficiary of the consequences involved. If you brush pulling your gums away from the tooth, and you do it habitually, you'll get a condition called gingival recession, like the gums or gum receding. You'll keep on pulling the gums away from the teeth if you brush against the direction of the growth of the gums that adapts upon the tooth surfaces. And so that's one precaution that you really need to take. Then you don't need to brush your teeth as if you are brushing a metal. You need to understand that they are implanted within the jawbone and they are being held by soft tissues. You don't need to use so much force. You find people like as if they are they are brushing still. You still have to remember that the teeth are held by soft tissues within the jaw. Then the other precaution you need to make is, as you'll be brushing, because I'm going to demonstrate the strokes, at the end you need to make sure you brush the tongue. But the tongue is a soft tissue, hair-like structure. The tongue must be brushed gently, but never forget to do what? To brush the tongue. If you forget to brush the tongue at the end of finishing to brush the teeth, then you're gonna have your tongue smell. You get a condition called halitosis. And when you are giving a someone is looking on the side because they don't want to smell your smell. Kindly take precaution of that. And never forget to brush the palate, the seating of your mouth. Also, you apply gently. No more just general cleaning. I will demonstrate that, but you also need to take note of that. Make sure you don't forget to brush the tongue. You don't forget to brush the what? The walls, the seating of the mouth. The whole aim of brushing is removing the food. But bearing in mind, you should not brush against the direction of the gums growth or the gums adaptation to the tooth. So now look here as we begin to demonstrate. If you are brushing the incisors, it's easy to put the brush and you pull out the what? The food, right? But when you begin pushing the other way, you are pushing against the what? The gums. That we must understand. Then externally, you can hold your brush like this, or like this, if you are doing it practically in the mouth. You lift up. You use the lift up strokes, or if you use it vertically, it is all about removing the what? The food in between the gums. But I appreciate this, like you do a circular like motion. Because as you do like a circular like motion, you're also helping to eliminate any soft invisible food particles or minerals that may be stuck upon the what? The tooth. Now as you go on the other side of the lips, the lingual side of the lips, on the other outside of the tooth, within the mouth, then we appreciate using the circular like motion. Now let me close my mouth. Okay, so I would be using a circular circular-like motion. Now, as I'm doing a circular-like motion, the bristles are entering the what? The in-between of the teeth. So instead of doing like this, when you do like this, when you do these strokes, horizontal strokes, it's true, here on the surface of the teeth is going to be clean. But what about the food that is stuck where? In between. So people do like this. These are the common habits of brushing. But as you're doing like this, you're also pushing the what? The gums away from the teeth. So instead we advise the circular motion of brushing. Brushing takes not less than 5 minutes if you have really small teeth. If you have bigger ones, at least 5 what? Minutes. But many always brush just within less than a minute, they are done. So you use a circular-like motion, like you are pulling food from the in-between the teeth. And so you need to be patient. You need to, then if you are brushing from up, you see what I'm doing? What are you aiming upon? To remove the food particles in between the teeth. There are those who are lucky that their teeth, in one or another, they have spaces in between, so it's easy to brush. But there are those whose teeth are compacted. So you have to be gentle in order to remove every food particle. And what you do this way, you do it on the other side. Now with the with the tongue, you have to lift up your tongue and apply the toothbrush in this format and use the lift up part, stroke. Because now you're not going to cross the mouth and you are working on the internal. And the whole aim is to make sure you remove food in between the teeth. When food is removed before it gets stuck, that's why they say you should brush after every meal, then you not have issues with staining of the teeth. So after brushing both sides, then it is easy to brush on the top side of the what? Of the teeth. There are ridges, or in the simple language, contours, hills and valleys upon your teeth, especially the molars and the premolars, because of their purpose for grinding food, to make the food soft and easily digested within the stomach. And so you have to ensure, you can also use the circular motion depending on how deep your ridges are, but those whose ridges are not so prominent, like they are too much depression, you can do like this and you are able to remove the food particles. Then if they are deep, then you have to use the circular motion on top of them. With these ones, it's not a big issue because much food does not stay on the top, the sharp edge of the canines and the incisors. Then the same thing applies up. Hold your brush, like you pull out or you bend it where you are able to, it's possible to bend, and then you remove the food particles. On this side, you have to apply it upon the teeth. You try to pull out the food in between the teeth themselves. Don't forget to brush behind, like you pass the toothbrush behind to make sure you remove the what? The food which could be behind the tooth. Then after you have finished brushing the teeth, don't forget the what? The tongue. If you forget the tongue, because it has hair-like structures like that of a towel, like it harbors moisture because of saliva, then as well it also harbors food. It harbors food that which eventually decays or ferments and produces what? Halitosis. Once you do this after every meal, I can guarantee you, you will retain your teeth until Jesus Christ comes. If you have lost some, your only hope is in the resurrection In translation, a tooth once lost, the permanent one, you cannot regain it at all. When you're brushing, I know some people will be like, which toothpaste is the best, for brushing? I would recommend you pray about it, because there are different brands. If God guides you for Colgate, then use that. If God guides you for ABC, then that's really fine, because much of the toothpaste is not that's so harmful to the body as people would imagine. But personally, I would recommend either use Colgate Herbal or Colgate Charcoal toothpaste. Apparently, I'm experimenting it and I'm not finding any issue with it. Charcoal cleans the teeth perfectly well. If you can use charcoal, you have it in your house, it's okay, you can use it. Those who can access the toothpaste, Colgate Charcoal. I'm not promoting it, but I've been experimenting it and I've not found any reaction so far with that toothpaste. It's really good and it can be a blessing. When should we brush? After every meal. If you eat 7 times, so you brush 7 times. If you eat 2 times, you brush 2 times. But never forget to brush before you sleep. If you are stressed up or you have issues and you forget to brush, never forget to brush before what? Bedtime. At least during the day, the saliva and the tongue, there is activity going on, so the saliva keeps on washing the mouth. But at night, you are unconsciously absent from the body because of sleep. And so, this streptococci bacteria begins feeding on the glucose and produces lactic acid that begins burning the teeth. Interestingly, a tooth is the hardest part of the whole body. So once destroyed, the cells that create the enamel, they are gone forever. And so you have lost it. May God richly bless you and guide you as you take care of your oral hygiene. If you don't take care of your dental oral hygiene, then definitely you'll have to see a dentist and pay some good money. Very interesting. And so we need to take care of our hygiene. We always recommend 6 months go for a dental checkup, but I know there are people who even never go for so many years, and that's why when you get a problem, you find yourself losing much. Apart from losing your teeth, you also have to pay some good money. May God bless you for listening and for learning. Thank you.
We are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. God is with us. We are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. God is with us. We are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. God is with us. We are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. God is with us. We are not alone. We are never alone. We are not alone. We are never alone. God is with us. God is with us ever and ever. We are never alone. I'm not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. God is with us. We are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. God is with us. We are not alone. We are not alone. Strong. Lord God is with us. We are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. God is with us. We are not alone. We are never alone. We are not alone. We are never alone. God is with us. God is with us.